In today's video, we are going to explore the fascinating topic of fossils, which are essentially the preserved remains or traces of organisms that lived a very long time ago. These remains can take many forms, such as rock-like skeletons, physical impressions in the ground, or even entire organisms that have not decomposed due to special conditions. Fossils are extremely valuable to scientists because most of the species that once existed on Earth are now extinct, meaning that they no longer exist anywhere in the world. Therefore, the only way we can study these organisms is by examining what they have left behind. By analyzing fossils, scientists are able to understand how living organisms have gradually changed and evolved over millions of years. These gradual changes provide concrete evidence for the theory of evolution, as we can trace tiny differences over many generations that eventually led to completely new species. Although there are many different types of fossils because of the various ways in which they can form, there are three main types that are most commonly found and studied. The first and most common method of fossil formation is known as gradual replacement by minerals. This process typically happens to body parts such as bones, teeth, and shells which decay very slowly. As these hard parts break down over time, they are gradually replaced by minerals from the surrounding soil or water. These minerals harden and form rock-like replicas that have the exact same shape and structure as the original body parts. When paleontologists excavate them from the surrounding rock layers, they find these stone-like copies that provide a very accurate picture of what the original organism looked like. The second type includes casts and impressions which form when an organism becomes buried in soft materials such as clay. As time passes, the clay hardens around the organism, and when the organism itself decays away, it leaves behind a hollow space or mold that exactly matches its shape and size. These casts are particularly common for things like burrows made by animals or the root systems of plants. Impressions, on the other hand, are made when organisms leave behind physical marks such as footprints or leaf outlines in soft ground, and these marks are preserved as the material hardens over time. The third method is known as preservation, and it occurs when an organism does not decay at all. This can happen when the organism is trapped in substances like amber or tar, where there is no oxygen or moisture, both of which are necessary for most decay processes. Without these conditions, the microorganisms that usually cause decay cannot survive, and the organism remains completely intact. Similar preservation can also happen in glaciers where freezing temperatures stop microorganisms from functioning, or in peat bogs where the highly acidic environment prevents decay altogether. Some of the oldest fossils ever discovered are believed to be between 3 and 1/10 billion years and 4 billion years old. Despite this incredible age, we do not have a complete record of fossils. There are long periods of Earth's history where very little is known, and this creates significant gaps in our understanding of the development of life. One reason for these gaps is that many of the earliest life forms were soft-bodied without bones or shells, so their remains would have decayed too quickly to be preserved as fossils. Another reason is that even when fossils did form, they may have been destroyed over time by natural forces such as volcanic eruptions, massive earthquakes, or the shifting of Earth's tectonic plates, which can crush or melt rock layers containing fossils. Finally, we come to the concept of extinction, which is the point at which no individuals of a species remain alive anywhere on the planet. There are numerous reasons why a species might go extinct. One major cause is rapid environmental change. For example, if a species' habitat is destroyed by deforestation, or if the climate warms too quickly for the species to adapt, extinction can follow. Another cause might be the introduction of a new predator which hunts the species into extinction, something that humans have done many times throughout history by overhunting animals for food, sport, or protection. Additionally, the spread of new diseases can wipe out entire populations, either rapidly in a pandemic or more slowly over decades as the disease combines with other pressures. Competition from newly evolved species can also drive older ones to extinction if the new species are better at acquiring food or reproducing. Less commonly, extinction can result from catastrophic events such as a massive asteroid impact. One of the most famous examples is the asteroid that hit what is now Mexico around 66 million years ago and is believed to have caused the extinction of the dinosaurs. These major events drastically reshape life on Earth and mark significant turning points in the planet's biological history.